What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Rich Take Profit. I'm back at y'all with another video, and in today's video I'm gonna be going over a trade I took today on NQ. And yeah, we are in the month of February, and so far so good. I have both winning days. So I'm just go over my trade from today because today was massive. Now what you see is this huge giant dump. But what if I told you I have been, dang, when did I get in? I think I got in from here. I could be right, I could be wrong, but I believe I caught the entire drop. No, it was up there. Oh my goodness. Well, let's get straight into it, shall we? We can run it back. It was shorts, and I'm just gonna run you guys through my process and everything, how I look at the charts, everything that I see. So we're gonna take this thing all the way back to pretty much, I could take it here before. Can I cut one more? Can I cut one more? My bad, y'all. I haven't did this in a little minute. That's the problem. Since this already played out, it's kind of like cut. But all right, cool. Boom. Booyakasha. This is perfect. All right, so first thing I do when I come to the charts, if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, we do previous day highs and we do previous day lows. Now there's no point in me doing a previous day low because it's so far down. That's usually how I do it. You know what, for the sake of the video, let's do it. Previous day high, previous day low. And the very first thing that I pay attention to is trend. So if we look, we've been bearish for a while. And then yesterday it was super duper bullish. But from where we are sitting at 7 a.m. this morning, right? 7 a.m. CST for me. I'm in Texas. So 7 in the morning, we're all the way up here. One thing I know about indices is the only way that we have a super bullish day and then we come into the next day and could just continue pushing forward is we have like a push above the previous day high. That way we can retrace off of it and go higher. But if we pay attention to London session, I stretch these candles out a bit to not look so small compared to this big move. What I do know is two things. We're overbought. We've been buying with no retracement. And y'all know I'm big on fibs. So when I pull a fib from previous day low, my bad. When I pull a fib from the previous day low to the high before we start retracing, you see how much room there is for us to go down? And we're talking a range of over 200 points. So I know if we're going short, we're going to short crazy, right? And like I told you guys, if we don't have a big giant expansion past the previous day high during London, I'm not really seeing price continuing to push up. So when I look at this, I was debating between this and US 30. I kind of like the idea for both. The problem with 30 was it just wasn't, it was the Asian session. So if we look here, Asian session high was ran. This is the top of the blue box. You know, I hope I can zoom in enough for you guys to see. The blue box here is the Asian session range. Price ran that, and then London session ran the low, and then consolidation. Versus we look at NQ or NAS, we have not yet ran the Asian low. So going into this, I wanted to at least have some type of trade so I can target something to know we have a reason to go for shorts. All right, so that was the first thing that I seen, and I'm gonna try to like get as close as possible as I can to my entry because they really get surgical and I have to break this down, and it's really simple though. So run of the previous day high, run of the Asian session high. It closed above, but then it closed below, and then London was bearish, right? So what I like to look for is, if I'm looking for a short, I want to see the run of a high, I want to see displacement lower, I want to see a retracement, and then a continuation. Now if we were to go short, I would be targeting this section, this area here, And then on a higher time frame, I will be targeting, and of course it does that. There is a 4-hour fair value gap here. So if I was going to take shorts, even if price wanted to continue bullish, those were going to be my two areas where price would potentially reverse. So now for entry. So for entry, I need to see displacement to where I could pull a fib and get a 38.20 or a 50% extension. So the way I trade is, if I want shorts for the day, right? So here we have London session as bearish. We get a retracement and then we get a continuation lower. I want to show you this guy on a fib. So I would draw a fib from the highest point before we had that first initial show of dropping. I want a retracement to at least a 38.20 or 50 aligned with some sort of price action like fair value gap or an imbalance. And I want to continue to an important low or a fair value gap for a potential like reversal of the move. So with us being bullish and me wanting a quick short, I wanted to short targeting a bullish fair value gap or just a run of an important low, which was here at Asian. But you guys remember what I said, previous day was so bullish, and I do the same thing when I want buys. I pull it from the low to the high before a retracement. Price always loves to at least make a 38.20 for continuation. So if I knew I can get a move out of this before we reach that 38.20 at a 4-hour fair value gap, that's all I really needed. All right, now let's get to the entry. I'm gonna have to zoom in on the time frame because I believe I got in at a 4-hour imbalance. So I'm just gonna lower this a bit, go down to the 30-minute, even the 15. Let's just go to the 15 because I want to be able to go increments. So this is where we were at 7:45. I'm not at the charts yet. Let's go boom 8. I'm not at the charts yet. Boom, let's go 8:15. I am now looking at the chart. So I had seen that price was above the Asia session high. We get it, London is bearish. We get a rejection off of that previous day high to go short. But that is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for where can I take advantage of a fib. So from this high to this low before we retraced up, it's kind of overextended. So that's kind of not what I'm trying to go for. Let's see if we can get a fib out of this short, right? And I want it to align with a higher time frame fair value gap or imbalance gap. And it's kind of hard to show when you're not able to see the imbalances. So let me just go to a higher time frame and kind of just show y'all what I marked out. So this is a 1-hour imbalance. The imbalance is just pretty much this recent candle here. The bottom of that wick is an imbalance. All right, I'm gonna go to the 4-hour and I'm gonna give you guys a 4-hour markup. I was able to see all of this as I was in the as I was on the charts because this 4-hour candle had closed at 5 in the morning, y'all. So me being at the chart at 7 or at 8:15, I could see that's where the imbalance is. I can't really get it perfect, but you guys get the point. I kind of want it to be perfect though. My bad, I'm a perfectionist, forgive me. So now when we scale back in at 8:15, I have two areas for me to take a short. So now I'm gonna have to get surgical again because now this part doesn't matter. I'm trying to show you, just know that this is the high of my fib. All right, so I have to go to a lower time frame to show you guys what I'm seeing in real time. All right, I don't really use these low of a time. I don't use this low of a time frame, but in order to demonstrate my strategy, I have to go to a low time frame. So ignore all this noise, ignore all the little itty bitty candles. I want you to pay attention to these two lines, right? These are my entry points, okay? So what I wait for, if we go off of that diagram I showed you guys, I'm waiting for a retracement. So that way for a fib, I want it to all even out. Now, my golden rule, if I get a fair value gap or an imbalance and it lines up with a 38.20% extension, I have a high win rate. I have the highest win rate with 38.20% continuations because they're really, really fast. And I will put my entry at the 38.20, and I can always target an important low. I can target a fair value gap. If I don't have any targets, I can use a 25% extension or a 50% extension. And depending on how much volume we have, we most certainly always hit the 25, or if we have high volume, I hit a 50. So this is how I'm able to get high risk to reward trades. And I'm gonna just show you guys how that looks. So keep this in mind, okay? Keep this in mind. Let's just leave that there for food for thought, okay? So it is 8:29. I want y'all to see something here. All right, boom. Now, this is what I can't show you on the high time frame. So this high up here, that's the high. This is that last leg. This is that bearish leg that happened that I was showing you guys. So let's pull a fib from this high to this low. All right, this high to this low. Let's go to a 5-minute time frame. This point, it's already going crazy, but I'm gonna show you. So from this leg up here, this is the high. This is the high. And on the 1-minute time frame, or even here on the 5-minute time frame, this is the low. Oh, that wasn't the low, my bad, sorry. This is why I gotta go to the 1 minute to show you guys what I'm looking. I was looking at this right here is a low. So now let me zoom out for you guys so you guys can see. This is the schematic. So many lines, I don't want to confuse you guys. I'm gonna remove the previous day high. Okay, I'm gonna remove, what is that? I don't know what that was. I'm just gonna remove it though. I want you guys to see the correlation here. This high, this low, retracement, continuation. So what do we get? Zoom in. Got this high to this low to the what? The 38.20. This is a 38.20 right here. Same thing with the schematic. 38.20. This is entry. Take the entry here at the 38.20. Look at the range. We can put a stop of 30. 30 is enough for me to know this is invalid. Safe side, 50 points, right? If it wants to retest this high. But for simple terms and me knowing my strategy, if this retraces more than 50%, chances are I'm wrong on bias. Okay? If I'm correct on bias, this fib holds me. This fib is gonna hold me. So 30 points above the 50%, I'm green beans, okay? And I can just pull my fib all the way. I could pull my TP all the way here, right? But for better words, right? Me understanding from zooming out, I know price is overbought. So I know we're going to displace way further and there's fair value gaps below. So I don't need to use these fib extensions for my take profit zones. I'm going to be able to go way further. But you see how this TP aligns with that Asian session low. So it lines up pretty good. So if you guys want to know how I use my fib settings, these are my settings right here. You can screenshot them, you can color coordinate them, but this is what I use. And I just call it the continuation because that's what it is. It's the continuation using the 50 or using the 38. Most times it's the 38. All right. Now to throw the icing on the cake, what area is around this 38.20% extension, you may ask? Well, it is going to be this 4-hour imbalance right here. So I'm looking at this on a higher time frame. Like, okay, we have a 4-hour imbalance to 1-hour imbalance. I have a 38.20 near that 4-hour imbalance, and we have 50% near that 1-hour imbalance. And with me drawing a fib, it doesn't even start from all the way up here. It really starts, the line was like right here, because it's the high that I'm looking at on a high time frame before I zoom in. You understand? So you see how that lines up. You see how that lines up. 4-hour imbalance, 38.20% extension from the current high to that low. Before that big drop, this is what happened. He retraced here. So I pulled the fib there at that very, very last second. And I don't even think this fib is lined up all the way, but I bet you it will line up with this line even more. So let me zoom out. But hopefully you guys are following along. Let me bring this closer so that way I can actually move the fib close, so you guys can see how this just lines up perfectly. Like, well, it's kind of like a little bit above, a little bit below. You know, drawing things isn't perfect. I just want you guys to see the retracement. Like I said, I don't want you to see the noise. I just want you to see that retracements happen. It's just hard for me to show you guys unless it was live. You know what I mean? Which I'm gonna start doing more of those for you guys. But yes, we got the entry at the 38.20% extension at the 4-hour imbalance. And the reason why I use fib is because that's my safety net. That is my cushion. Is it easy for me to say, like, bro, you could have just said 4-hour imbalance? Yes, but now all I'm saying is I got in this trade because of a 4-hour imbalance after running a previous day high. It could be that simple, but it's deeper than that. It's more so, this is what I use to understand how price moves. Price moves with discounts, and the Fibonacci has a great way of showing you a 50% discount, a 38.20% discount, 100% full price, 0% no price, because that's your max before the retracement. All right, so you're getting the discount of a short. Does that make sense? So that is how I use it to my advantage, and I just wanted to show you guys that as a schematic, that schematic right there, so you pretty much see what I'm doing. Okay, so like I said, I got in at this entry. I'm only risking 30 points for a 1 to 3. A 1 to 3 is already here, but like I said, on the higher time frame, there's a 4-hour fair value gap here, so I can just pull this. This is a 1 to 4. This is a 1 to 4, and this is where I felt safe getting out, and so we're just gonna hit play. Straight bang like that. Now, when it got here, I understood, like, I got in a trade with low risk, and my trade was a little late on entry, so I probably didn't get it right at that. I got it like right here. So my entry was pretty late. I didn't like that. And also, I risked less than I wanted to. So I was trying to hold. And I'm like, do I want to be greedy and try to hold beyond this 4-hour fair value gap? So when it got here and it started bouncing around and doing all this, I was just like, I'm kind of done with the trade. It's kind of was happening really fast, but yeah, I kind of got cooked up by the noise. But if you guys think about it, even with my like actual TP that I did want, it was really far, but this is like a 1 to 6. If we have it here at the fair value gap fill, my bad. And if I got in like when I was supposed to, this is a like almost a 1 to 5, but it's a 4.7, right? And that's pretty much this trade, right? Good entry, a lot of volume creates these wild results. Now I'm not gonna catch a 1 to 4 every time, no, but the volume and for what it is the reason why this trade played out so well, and the rest was history. I mean, I'm not even gonna say what, I mean, let's just do it for 300, 1 to 10. Yeah, like I wasn't gonna hold that long, right? I'm trading like funded evals right now, so can't make no more than 1,500 a day. I wanted to make 1,500 today, but we only ended up with a profit of $893, which it's okay, but I wanted more, and it's fine. But I caught a move similar to this on US 30 yesterday. Here goes the trade. Here goes me like with my chart simplified. I know it looks noisy me showing you guys, but literally like when I'm trading, that's literally all I do. 4-hour imbalance. I see that we have the retracement from here. It was really from here to the point you can't see because higher time frame. Caught that whole move, and yeah, that was an insane drop, and it ended up going towards previous day low. But as besides the point, here's the profit, 893, one trade. Yeah, this is the eval I just started last week after being on a losing streak. I was on a losing streak, super duper bad. January was terrible for me. I think I did all the calculations. I was down 3K last month. Last month was terrible, but it really doesn't matter, right? Because this says minus 3,000. If y'all can see in the bottom left, that's bottom negative 3K. Look what we've done in 2 days. So 2 days, we've already made almost all the losses I took back in January. And January was terrible. Slow price action, tons of manipulation, a lot of me trading and not seeing what I know. Which I talk about that all the time with you guys, is trading what makes sense, trading what you know. And also what I've done differently is I just been trading by myself. I haven't been trading with anybody. I found myself relying on that a little bit last month just because I'm like, damn, I'm not seeing any results from my strategy. Let me check in on everybody else. And that's kind of what led to me being all over the place again. So I said going into February, I've been trading by myself and see what we do. And one trade, 1,500 yesterday, US 30 longs. Today would have been a $1,500 day if I use the right risk, but we still got a good amount. I can't complain. So 2,400 for the first 2 days. I'm not trading tomorrow. I don't care for Wednesdays. And yeah, we're gonna come back on Thursday. We hit a win on Thursday. I'm not trading Friday. Friday's NFP this week. I really just want to get through the eval. And since I did catch a $700 loss, the account's not gonna be done unless I catch another 1,500 move. And I'm not gonna force it unless things look really good. But I only risk 500 a day. My previous max loss. Yo, what the hell? I keep saying previous. My personal daily loss limit is only 500. So I can't lose no more than $500 a day. So if I can get $1,000, $1,500 wins, it helps me with me knowing if I lose it, I'm only gonna lose $500. So my goal has been getting these trades done in one attempt, not really trying to take a L to then take a win, because like I said, for me to make 1,500, I have to risk 500. In order for me to make 1,000, 1,500, I have to risk at least 500 with a decent amount of stop loss for breathing room. And today I only risked 400 with that. Well, not even. I put a 50-point stop loss, 400 4 contracts on micro, and that was 50 points. So to be honest, if I was really using a 30-point stop, I probably would have had like 8 contracts on there, and I would have been risking about, I think, $560. And I mean, think about that. 500. If I was risking $560 with 30 points, it would have been at 1,500 at like, would have been at 1,500 like at this point. It would have just been a 1 of 3, like super duper fast. And at this point, this would have been a 1 of 5. So, oh no, 1 of 4. So risking that, I would have been like a $2,000 trade. And that's why I'm trying to get on a funded account, so I can actually like enjoy the fruits of my high risk to reward. But like I said, I was on a losing streak, so going into this trade, I wanted to give myself breathing room. And yeah, just stick to being right, stick to following my plan, my playbook, and trading how I trade. Some months it's not gonna work that well. Other months I'm gonna fly and explode. So let's just see how this month finishes. Appreciate everybody that's been following the channel, subscribing to the channel, liking my content, posting my content, giving feedback, commenting. I appreciate all you guys. And yeah, I'm ready to take off, and I'm just gonna keep working, keep grinding, doing what I do, following my rules, and just really honing into myself, keep myself accountable, putting God first, believing in the Most High, Jesus Christ. And yes, that's how we going into this thing, man. So that's it for this video, man. If you guys want to learn how to trade similar to me, you guys can hit me up on Instagram. You guys can join my trading team with my mentor, where my strategy comes from his strategy. So if you guys want a community of group like-minded individuals that are all grinding, they're all getting results on a daily basis. If I can even show you guys, I can show you some of the results from today. This is every day. So yeah, we got somebody making 1100. We got Dre passing all his my funded future evals every day. And we got a crazy group chat. But yes, we're all in here working. You can ask tons of questions. We have 591 members currently, and yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. If you want more information on this, it comes with a whole lot of other content as well. Trading webinars, cash to content, all of that. If you guys need that, hit me up on Instagram. But that's all I'm gonna say on that. I just want to get people, like I said, psychology is all I talk about, and I'm just trying to get it into action to show you guys how I trade, how I put my mind and my spiritual presence with the charts. And I wanted to make magic, but a good magic, not no evil magic, some just good spiritual energy. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the love and support. It's your boy Roots Take Profit, signing out with another video, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace.